Can I honestly say that money is going to last my family more than 2 generations?
Nope.
I'm in debt.
Still.
I got student loan debt.
Still.
Credit card debt. All type of debt.
Yep.
I don't own a house. What's the first fucking thing I want to do? Buy a house?
Yep.
Like, it's easy to say what you should do, but when you actually get that money in your hand, what you doing with it? I don't want to keep going because we might get copyright laws against us. I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either.
But yep. This is the Fuck That Shit Dawg podcast.
Yes, sir.
Season 3, episode 2.
Episode 2. Let's get it.
I'm your boy Veezy.
Qurious.
And we got the video working again.
All right. We back visual.
Yes, sir.
You know, showing these scruffy faces. The dog a little more manicured than me, but
nah, man, I had to look. I'm
scruffy.
like, look, if we gonna do it, we gonna do it right. I'm gonna try to keep it up. I ain't gonna promise y'all shit, but I'm gonna try.
All right,
you know
yes, sir.
I had to bring 06 Veezy back.
All right, 06 Veezy.
06 Veezy back. They recognize this face.
Cool.
Yeah, so we got to start the episode since we got a little bit more technical on y'all. Like I said, we've been gone, but we back. Last episode we posted up on YouTube. Got some views, but that was just we posted it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We posted. Y'all didn't know we was gonna post, but hey, we here. Got us a TikTok.
Right.
Back up on Instagram. Got the Twitter back working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna get the Facebook back working. I'm not using my Facebook as much personally.
Mm-hmm.
But for the show, I guess we're going to have to, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's all about expanding our our listeners. Anybody who wants to get, like I said, that good info, have a quick laugh. Like I said, I feel like our podcast is needed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even though we had
much
fun with it, but much needed. And like I said, you're going to get that content that you want to hear. Trending topics. Real shit happening within our community.
Yes, sir.
Still cracking a couple jokes.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, I got to remind y'all. No, I have to remind myself. I have to remember to remind y'all. If you like this episode, if you're watching it on YouTube, go ahead, click that like button. Click that subscribe button.
Yep.
And share the video to your friends.
Yep, that's it.
And your family. And share it to even people you don't like. I don't care. Share it to anybody. Just share it on your timeline.
Just share.
You know what I'm saying? That's how the shit grow. We get views. People see it. They like it. They say, these niggas talking about some real shit.
That's right.
Let me follow them.
That's
how it go. That's how it go. So, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, if you're watching the video, you can see it on the screen. You can follow us. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere we are FTSD Podcast. So Instagram at FTSD Podcast, Twitter, TikTok, all that. FTSD Podcast.
Back at it.
We ain't one of them shows that change the name depending on the platform. You gotta
fuck that shit, dog.
You might like us on Instagram, be like, dang, I want to follow them on Twitter. They might be saying some crazy shit on Twitter. Where's FTSD Podcast? But we podcast FTSD on Twitter or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it uniform.
This
B.I. With that being said, man, let's start off with some little quick shits, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got the playoffs today, NFL playoffs. That's beyond the point because we really not a sports podcast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We talk sports here and there, but, we don't focus on that. But, they are playing. The Bills and the Dolphins specifically played today, but in respect to the Bills.
Right.
Mainly. DamarHamlin, I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago.
Had that accident on the field. So
Sudden cardiac arrest.
Sudden cardiac arrest. They say the man died on the field and had to be resuscitated. You know, he's doing well now. You know, they just discharged him. You know, shouts out to that man. Hope he's in good spirits. Hope he's in good health. The thing that came up from that, though, because he did, the man's what, 22, 23, his second year in the league, right?
Young man,
very young, just had sudden cardiac arrest. Now we've seen these things before. You know, what's my man's that played for the Celtics had a heart attack? Was it Reggie Lewis? Back in the day, way back in the day, like 90s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think it was Reggie Lewis. I can't remember his name. I know it wasn't D. Brown, but I know he played for the Celtics.
Yeah. Then, of course, there's a collegiate player that collapsed, like, after a game. Like I said,
recently.
I was talking about one that was on his way to being famous, and he was a really good player. And he didn't know he had, like, this condition. They did a little documentary on it and everything, but it's like, you got to get your checks. It's like, if you got like a heart murmur or some kind of heart condition and you ignore it or you're just unaware, it's very important that you pay attention to your body.
Right.
You know, when you feel abnormal in any kind of way, like you want to find out what's going on, because I'm not saying it could have been avoided because it was maybe a freak accident, but still.
That's what I'm saying. That part is the other side of it. But what people were getting at is there have been a lot of heart issues linked to men between the ages of 18 and 35 who took the shot.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And if you familiar with Reza Islam, you follow him, whatever.
Yeah.
And you like he lays it all out for you. I'm not gonna try to explain. I'm not no scientist. I'm not no doctor. I don't research. I get my information from, posts that are shared, doing some type of internet searches the best I can. You know what I'm saying? I still can't explain none of this shit, but it's enough to make me cautious. Cautious enough to be like, you know what, maybe I don't need to be doing that shit. But if you follow Reza and some of the people he get his information from, it's a lot of information out there that's the other side of this whole COVID thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't here to tell you to do nothing. Take the shot, don't take the shot. I ain't here to tell you nothing. Make your own informed decisions if you haven't taken it yet. But it's always good to have that second opinion. It's always good to have a second opinion. When you go to the doctor for a headache, he tell you one thing and give you a prescription. The prescription don't work. You still got the headache. You keep going back to that same doctor. You tell him da 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 da. He tell you the same thing. What you gonna do? You gonna go to another doctor, right?
Yep.
So why is this different? Why can't we take information from other parties or the other side of the coin? Why can't we research or why can't we get that information? That's the thing I didn't like about this whole thing. And I don't want to turn this into no whole anti-COVID, anti-shot rant, but I'm just saying.
Right.
When he collapsed and you have that situation, then you have all these deaths and all these instances where people have had heart issues, heart failure. Like, it ain't just athletes. It's normal people, regular people just, I don't want to use the term dropping dead. You know what I'm saying?
But you use the term dropping dead.
No, I said I don't want to use the term dropping dead, but that's the thought that was on my mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds insensitive. So, you know what I'm saying? Just because I said the words don't mean,
I'll just mess
you know what I'm saying? But that's the term they're using, sudden death. That's you walking or doing some activity, then out of nowhere, you clutching at your chest and
well, I mean,
these is healthy people.
Well, true enough, but it's still, like I said, if you're doing sample size and you're doing like, hey, this many people, this happened, at this point, like I said, everything is like grasping for straws. So, it's just like we just, we're trying to lump it up with something, but until it's like overwhelming numbers, then, we all just really assuming.
Right. You're right. And like I said, the whole thing just had people questioning things.
Yeah. And that's okay.
And before he even had his accident, his collapse, they were talking about it because that was the conversation, especially when it comes to men, that it was leading to heart issues, and they weren't discussing it. It almost like they was covering it up. So that issue and some other people unfortunately passing away, other celebrities unfortunately passing away suddenly, it's like the conversation got going.
Yeah.
So we gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all don't try to take the video down because I'm talking about it. I'm just gonna put it back up.
No, right.
And I'm gonna appeal. This shit is fucked up because look, trying to get it back into the habit of posting videos and all this stuff. So I posted video on on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I cut up a clip. I cut up a clip for like the shorts, and I cut up a clip for Instagram TV or Instagram Live or whatever, the stories. Mm-hmm. I cut up a clip for that, and then I was like, all right, well, we got this. Well, fuck it, let's experiment with TikTok. We never done this before. I have TikTok. I watch the videos. I don't participate, so I don't really know how to use the shit. I just posted it on there. I posted it on there thinking like we gonna get like 1 or 2 views or something like this, a comment, a like or something, because it ain't no video. It's just what I posted on YouTube. The picture with the sound waves. That's what we had, but I wanted to get it on YouTube. Right. That shit wasn't up for an hour. TikTok was like, nah, nigga. No. I no. I'm confused. Like, what did I say? Like, I really was like, what did I say? I listened to it. I'm like, what did I say? And it's like, nah, it goes against community guidelines. Well, what's the community guide? So I go to community guidelines. The first thing I see, bullying. Like, well, I wasn't bullying nobody. Herschel Walker's a grown man.
Well,
any word come out of my mouth ain't hurting that man feelings. He don't know me.
Well, I've seen other kinds of content on there where you have people criticizing another person's comments. So, I mean, what constitutes bullying? Like, you're making fun of what somebody says.
I'm making fun of the fact that this man is not fit
for leadership,
to run for any type of leadership. Man. And in that instance, not even, what were we saying? PTA. He can't
be the PTA president.
Yeah, president.
No fundraisers.
I'm not gonna go back into it. Y'all heard it last time. Hey, but
because I've been reading, man. I've been reading.
Like, he said that shit. That was him. That wasn't me. That was him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say it. I'm just making light.
Hey, what he been doing again?
I'm just making light at the fact that,
because I've been reading, man. I've been reading.
And you had to say that out loud to people. Like, for real, dog. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But it's just I want us to get this shit popping in 2023.
Yep.
The way we were supposed to do in 2022. You know what I'm saying? That means there's gonna be a lot more hard work had to be put into this shit. Cause I see how these people move when they be putting their videos out. Putting out 10, 20 little clips a day. I ain't putting 10, 20 nothing out a day. I got a job.
Right. Well, I mean, there's other little strategies. Yeah, there's other little strategies to try to, to get it out there. And like I said, when we do, go on one of our like little fun organic moments and shit, like, it could definitely get some more viewers.
Nah, I'll guarantee you, if we had video of that moment, I'm clipping that. If we had video of that from that was 2 weeks ago, right?
Right.
We got video of that. I'm clipping that. That's going on TikTok. And I'd be damned if you take that shit down talking about bullying. Ain't nobody getting bullied.
It's commentary. It's social commentary.
Nigga, Barack Obama. It's videos of him on TikTok right now talking about the same motherfucker. He probably a little bit more diplomatic with it. With his shade, but
it's shade.
Obama's smart.
Because I've been reading, man. I've been reading.
That ain't the only sound effect we gonna use, y'all. I promise. But look, man.
Moving on.
I do want to get into this.
Mm-hmm.
We probably gonna stay on this topic a little bit longer than most. Not too long, but I want to talk about it because we both. I'll say we both pretty big on reparations, right?
Right.
All right, so this let's just come out and say it. The Bruce family, family of the couple who owned that strip of land in L.A. or I think it's L.A. County, Bruce's Beach, which is now Manhattan Beach. Were fighting for years to get the land returned to them.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got it returned to them, and turned around and sold the land back to the county for $20 million. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, this happened within the last 2 weeks of us recording the last podcast. So there's been conversations, and a lot of the conversations are centered around reparations and whether black people are, for lack of a better term, prepared to receive them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I titled the topic on here. It's probably not going to be the title of the episode. I might change it. That's what I typed in when I hit start when I hit record. But I titled it "Black People and the Incomprehension of Generational Wealth."
Right.
Basically meaning, I don't think black people understand what it means to have or pass along generational wealth.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that ain't even, now that I think about it, because of Bruce's Beach, yeah, but now that I think about it, you see that in everyday life.
Yeah.
Your grandparents lived in this house. Granddad bought the house for $350 or whatever back in the 1940s. Lived in it all his life. He passed away, and the house passes down to the kids, his kids, probably your parents, not your parents, but the in general, you,
right,
all of us. And what they do, sell it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a black family who hasn't been through that.
True enough. We, well, it's just the concept is, it shouldn't be new, but it's new now. Like, so it's like with our generation, the buzzword of generational wealth it keeps popping up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, the thing is, this generation right now from the 80s is going to be the first one to actually have something to pass down. Now, your immediate generation from your mom, like I said, remember, this is from, the 1950s, 1940s on.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first step. Now, when you go even back further, you have, people who are still going through Jim Crow, suppressed voters' rights, not having shit. So it's like you're just starting to make way into that whole generational wealth conversation. It's like that's where we're at now. So it's like our particular group, our particular ethnicity has no idea.
Exactly.
None.
It's almost like, what does it even mean to have it? Because very few of us are millionaires. Even fewer of us are billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't that many more of us that are millionaires than it ain't that many more of us than millionaires that are even 100,000aires.
Right.
Net worth a couple 100,000. Unless you an athlete or an entertainer.
Right.
And it's like, what does it even mean to have generational wealth in that sense? Because a lot of the millionaires, you just seen Dr. Dre selling off some of his catalog.
200 million.
Nigga, 200 million. But the catalog itself generates $10 million a year. You sold it for 20 million. Not 200 million. 200 million. You sold it for 200 million. So that's 20 years. Right? Bruh, that catalog could have made your children's children billionaires.
Yeah.
Down the line. And you know what? Fuck that. Because every time we get on this conversation, because it happened with Shea Moisture, it happened when any other rapper sells his catalog. It's always, why you counting that nigga pockets? Why you doing like da-da? Fuck that. Listen. What's the name of the show?
Fuck that shit, dog.
What's it? Say it again.
Fuck that shit, dog.
All right. Listen. Black people's understanding of general wealth is, give me money, cash now in my hands, so I can spend it. We don't have an understanding of generational wealth. I want the money. That's why most of this conversation around reparations is cut the check. Pay us. Give us the money. Fuck that we deserve tax-free status, tax-exempt status. Fuck that we deserve to go to any school we want to for free.
Yep.
But because we do have institutions that were made specifically for us, that those institutions should be given grants, and that we should be able to own and operate those institutions without interference from our oppressor.
Right.
Fuck that we got these cops still shooting us.
Yeah.
It's a topic down the line, but I'm going to mention it now. Police done killed more people this year than they have in any other year since they started tracking the number of people these pigs been killing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck all of that. Just give me the money.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy the arguments you get on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or wherever you interact with people when you're talking about reparations that just want the check. Don't worry about how we spend it. We owe.
And it's crazy. We don't play the long game. We don't.
Exactly.
We don't play it.
Because here's my question. Ain't your children old? Ain't your children's children old? What do you owe your children? If they gave me a check right now for $450,000, and I'm being generous because there's no conversation where the number is even reached past $350,000. Right?
Right.
They gave me a check for $500,000 right now. Can I honestly say that money is gonna last my family more than 2 generations?
Nope.
I'm in debt.
Still.
I got student loan debt.
Still.
Credit card debt. All type of debt.
Yep.
I don't own a house. What's the first fucking thing I want to do? Buy a house?
Yep.
Like, it's easy to say what you should do, but when you actually get that money in your hands, what you doing with it?
Yeah, it's real.
Me and my kids are going to enjoy that money for the time being. And when they grown, they going to go on and live their lives, hopefully debt-free, because that $500,000, and I'm married, so it'll be $1 million. But what do niggas do when they got a lot of money?
Spend that shit.
I'm going to buy a nice house.
Yep. I'm going to give me a $400,000 house.
Me and my family going to go travel.
You
and then that money going to be spent in 2 years, and where you going to be right back to your job.
Master, can I get my job back?
You probably got your loans and everything paid off, but you right back working for the man.
Just like
living
that.
Check to fucking check.
Fucked
wondering
up.
Where the fuck did that $1 million go?
Come on.
Damn, this time 2 years ago, I had $1 million. Like Friday after next. When they was in the barbecue shop. This time last year, you had won the lotto. Living in I don't even know what he said. The Frigery era? What is that? Did he say the Frigery era?
I don't know.
Living in the Frigery era. Now you back here cooking barbecue with me. Because he blew that shit. You done seen stories of black people winning the fucking lotto. A black woman won the lotto, and what she do with the money?
Blew it.
Bailed her fucking drug dealing ass boyfriend out of jail 3 times. I don't know how much money she won, but she bailed the nigga out 3 times. Millions of dollars. Millions. Not bond, not 10%. Paid for it.
Pay the whole thing.
Millions. Just because she got it. Fuck that. We got to get to a point where we have to exhibit an ability to hold on to things.
Yeah. Hold on to it. Make them pay more for it. Or just keep it in general.
Yeah. I can imagine I can guarantee you Dr. Dre got some paintings in his house.
That's worth some money.
Some art. He probably got stocks and bonds and all type of shit that, brings on passive income.
Yeah.
I don't see any scenario where he would need $200 million. He's already a billionaire.
Yeah, I mean, true enough.
So Dr. Dre might not be the best example, but an example of black people having ownership of something and then selling it off to who'd you sell it to?
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it's like all of a sudden they have control over the states, lands,
right?
Copyrights, patents.
You ain't sell it to another black billionaire. You sold it to some white-owned company.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne sold his royalty. I mean, sold his
Future sold his.
Future. Like I think Drake sold his. A lot of big names selling their catalogs to these white-owned companies, and we in a conversation where black people are complaining that they don't control black music.
And everyone's selling their rights to their stuff.
How do you get mad at a man for going on the Breakfast Club and saying we should have control of all black music?
Yeah, that's crazy.
How? How do you get mad at a person for saying we should be labeled a tax-exempt group? Every black American, every descendant of Africans, however the fuck you want to phrase the term.
ADOS.
ADOS, DOAS, however you want to phrase the term.
Well, but it's real though. It's
descendants of enslaved Africans.
Yeah,
whatever.
So, yeah, but the thing is,
survivors of the African Holocaust.
It's looking at it from that particular view. Like I said, like there's some particular types of literature, and we talked about these things on this podcast, and it's like these are things that everyone should know and be talking about and applying. In terms of trying to see, more affluent black people. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, this self-gratifying mentality where, like you said, where I have to spend now, and if I don't spend now, then I ain't shit, or I'm a broke bitch because I don't make it look like I got some money. Like,
right.
dog, it's the long game.
And you see videos and posts and tweets all the time of all the white billionaires who go out in public looking like shit. You seen Bill Gates in public? I don't think that nigga own a gold chain.
Probably not.
I bet you he owns some gold.
Oh yeah.
He just ain't wearing it around his fucking neck like you dummies. Like they say money change you. No, money show you who the fuck you was when you was broke.
Yeah, well, broke as shit. Still broke as shit.
Money enhances who the hell you are.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it's
I see a chain around your neck. I ain't fucking with you. I thought you was trying to tuck it. No. I ain't noticed it till you start doing like this.
The dumbest shit. But it's these are real conversations.
No shade.
Oh, I'm cool with it. But these are real conversations that we're not having it. And it's like, man, at this particular point in time where we have access to information, it's like at this point, there's no excuse for it. When you have so much access to these things and you like I said, when you know better, you do better.
Right.
But you still don't do better.
Right.
That's when it's becoming like, what the fuck, man? Like, what are we doing with our time? What are we doing with our resources? You know? And it's like, if anything, you should be preparing your kids now to take over whatever assets or businesses that you got cooking and brewing right now. Like, that's how you train somebody up. You train them up because guess what? That's what white people been doing. Like at my school I used to work at, I saw this white man looking like the Aryan Ku Klux Klan member
bald
he is.
Head, tatted up.
And he just basically groomed this white boy up to the point where they wearing the same hairstyle in the hallway. Groomed him up.
Alt-right.
Yeah, huh?
Alt-right. That look.
Yeah. Yeah, the comb, all just groom him up to be principal. Yeah. And it's like you just knew off top he was going to be principal way before he became it because wasn't no brother getting that position. Right. No. No, we finna transfer power to power. And I'm going to groom him up to be the next big time whatever person. Now he's like an executive in Clay County making over $100,000 a year. And it's like based on the fact that he's a tall ass white man with a strong chin and he looks like he's smart.
Right.
He only taught like 3 years in the system, 2.5 years in the system.
And they made him.
And they doted him up like he the prince of education.
Get the fuck.
Yeah, like
Prince of education.
Like it's the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't understand that instead of the whole, look at me. Hey, I'm training up my child now to take over shit now, to expand stuff now.
On the flip side of that, don't you think that that's how we've been conditioned?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can go all the way back to slavery days, and it's always been prop this black guy up as our favorite. This is the type of black person that is appealing to us white folks. This is how we want y'all. We want you to be flashy. We want you to we want you to be wasteful. Yeah. Because we don't want y'all to build nothing.
Yeah.
If black people said, you know what? Fuck it all. I'm not spending another dollar in a white establishment. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go look for a black establishment. If I can't find one, I'm going to get together with some like-minded people and I'm going to build it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to have y'all come to me for it. The Fortune 500 companies will go crazy.
Right. They would.
Because where the fuck is this money going?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Black people have $2.7 trillion spending power. White people spend way more money than us too. But it's not that many of us here, and we spend $2.7 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
We used to say 1.3, 1.6. The number's been growing. Number's been growing. Inflation and all that shit, the number has grown to 2. I think the number was 2.3 or 2.7 trillion dollars.
Right.
Just spending. Now you can say what you want. You can say why we don't get that money and put it to building a nigga. Where do you think that 2.7 trillion is coming from? It's 40 million black people do the math yourself.
Right.
That's like a couple $10,000 a year. That's not a lot
and
per person.
And that's just in using disposable income, not for bills.
Not
that's
exactly.
Everything else.
Exactly.
From the shows, the shoes, the different things, the vacations.
You telling check to check people.
Mm-hmm.
You telling people who live in check to check that take your little bit of extra money that you have after paying bills and go start a business. Motherfucker, I gotta eat.
Yeah, they be like,
I gotta put gas in my car.
All that.
You know what I'm saying? I just paid all my bills. I do want to have a little fun. You know? And that's I'm not if you on the business side of things, I don't knock you. I'm trying to get there myself. I'm just saying, I'm thinking like how the average black person probably thinks.
Yeah.
You go to the average black person, they don't give a fuck about starting a business right now. Nigga, I gotta go to work in the morning. Or I gotta go to work tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So I can feed these 7 kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of our disposable income is disposable, but we got kids who want shit too.
That's it.
How you look buying all this shit for you and your kids ain't got nothing?
Hey.
Your kids wearing hand-me-downs and you got on Jordans.
So, I mean, man, but just with that being said, it's like, okay, self-gratifying because you feel like you got to live. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, okay, how do we balance that out to the point where, hey, we're still putting away for a rainy day? So I made a commitment to myself just to be like, okay, I just want to put $50 in my kids' account a month or every pay period, just so when they get to be 18, hey, you're not starting out from zero.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have some money available and, you know, whatever you do with is what you do with. I hope you do something smart, but you're not starting off from scratch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and that's something small to do. You know, so if you want to go even bigger, hey, maybe this account that they can't touch to this particular type of age. And maybe they, you know, maybe they start their own business so they got an idea or pay for some certificated program in which they're using their hands and they can do that. Right. So it's like you're trying to set them up for, you know, being successful in the future.
And even in that, that's passing down information and knowledge.
Yep.
That's not even generational wealth.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? What are you passing down? No, you giving them cash that I saved up. The cash that I saved this money over however many years you've been alive since birth or since I started it until you 18, 19, 20, 25, whenever you decide to give it to them. It's still cash. It's still liquid. You know what I'm saying? That ain't, it's not considered wealth.
Right.
You know, what are we passing down? I started this conversation with the house. You know, grandma's house that got sold. That, you know, a lot of people are selling for, you know, they sell it and developers come in, regentrify the neighborhood or whatever. Y'all ain't really getting nothing for it.
No.
But we got plots of land, like, all right, it's the family in California that's one, but then there was that family in South Carolina I think we talked about as well. And maybe we didn't talk about it, but they owned a strip of land on the beach in I think South Carolina or Georgia. I want to say it's South Carolina. The family wasn't trying to sell, but because one family member did sell, that land was stolen from them by a white developer because they bought from one family member who instead of getting with the family and saying, let's develop this land, he said, nah, I want to be greedy, get my money, sell it to the white man. White man come in, trick the family out their land because they don't know nothing about nothing. We don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah, still. And that's a good point. And I like that you put that too. But one thing, and I think we've definitely said this, is getting on one accord. Motherfuckers just always feel like they got to disagree.
Dog.
Like you can, accept and listen to other people's perspectives, but to always disagree,
and that's
stupid.
That's the one thing Black people need to do before we receive anything.
Yeah, definitely. Have, like I said, a big ass huddle. Man, look, I'm gonna give an example of the bullshit. So, my granddad had a house. He had a house. House was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Water ain't working, nothing. We got an electrician in our family. Somebody was willing to do some renovations. Because my uncle wanted his daughter to stay there rent free, and they could come to some kind of agreement. The man, my aunt's husband, who was going to try to do the renovations, they backed out of it. And then, of course, they just let the house just keep going to shit. And then, of course, they end up basically selling that house. So that house is no longer in the family, or either it's just sitting there collecting up just shit instead of being some passive income or income that we could be using, as a family to either pay for maybe somebody's medical expenses or something else. But it could be generating something for our family as a whole. And it's like, just because they can't agree because they petty and they don't really understand leadership, like I said, like an example of folks who can't get on one accord.
What's the neighborhood? What does the neighborhood look like around?
A neighborhood is definitely not bad. It's not like no real subdivision off of Main Street. Definitely not very hood.
Yeah, 'cause that's different than my scenario. Because like my granddad, the house. I don't know if that's the house my mom grew up in, but it's definitely the house that they were living in when I was a kid. My granddad was alive. He owned that house. We spent many a Christmas there, many a holiday there. So, my granddad passed, but that neighborhood was just full of my granddad stayed on that street. My mom's godmom stayed on that street. My mom's godmom's daughter stayed across the street. And then, there were other families on that street, Black families. Like we used to go there, and it was a thriving neighborhood when I was younger. But as time went on, the owners of the house got older. Those houses were a little less cared for. My big mama passed. My granddad, my grandma passed in the 90s. But my granddad eventually passed. And then I don't know what happened to the house. I don't know if we still own it or if but I'm gonna tell you right now, that neighborhood, those three houses, my big mama house, the neighbor's house, there's another house, and then my granddaddy house. All three of them houses look like them bandos. It's Detroit.
Right.
If you have heard about the abandoned house issue in Detroit, that neighborhood kind of resembles it because it's plenty of houses on that block where the houses are just tore to shit. One of the houses caught on fire and it damaged a lot of the other houses. What you gonna do?
Right.
And then I remember a conversation I had with my mom where she was like, they were thinking of selling it because they was gonna develop that area of Detroit. They haven't, it's development going on, but that block still, them houses still there.
Yeah.
I drove by there. Not this last time I went to Detroit, maybe sometime earlier last year.
And you know what I'm saying? It's like, and I kind of had a similar situation where Like my uncle stayed beside my granddad, and behind it was like, basically like a family function. But again, the whole not knowing or not understanding or not having a clear understanding of what you can do as a unit. Like I said, like we said, Dr. Claude Anderson, I love what he said. The quote I took was, racism is a team sport. Yeah. It is a team sport. Yeah. And we lost it. Like I said, we always think individual. What can I get? But it's a team sport. And once you understand, hey, I don't have to get a full share. We get equal shares.
Equal share. And that share, just because it looks small, don't mean that it isn't, that it doesn't add some type of value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can have that house, however many people have ownership in that house and the land that it's on. My dad's mom had a house with a bunch of land. I don't know what happened to that. It's probably got sold, and I don't fault nobody for it. You know what I'm saying? I have to say it anyway, because family listening, I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I really just don't know what happened to that land, because when she passed, I wasn't thinking about none of this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I think the house was sold before she passed, because she was living with us. And before she was living with us, she was in the home. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm a teenager, an early teenager when all this stuff is happening. So I don't know what's going on. All I know is that house was on a lot of land. What could we have done with that land in the years since she started getting sick, while she was, between that time and the time she passed, and then now?
Right.
What, it was a lot of land. I mean, you could have farmed on that land.
Yeah.
From what I remember. I mean, I was a kid, so the yard might be bigger. It might have looked bigger back then than what it actually was, but if I remember, that was a big yard. It was a lot of land.
Yeah.
Lots of football that was played.
Absolutely. But see now, and the thing about it is, the thing is like us, and why we're so quick to say, no, I don't want any more, give me the cash.
Yeah.
We always pretend as though we are so preoccupied with our own shit. And the fact that you are not willing to, okay, I'll go by there and cut the grass myself. I'll, make sure it's clean and make sure everything is good in here, and I'll just take a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, need to have that kind of discipline, to hold on to some of these things.
Yeah. But the flip side of that is, a lot of the people who inherit anything are poor people.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And a poor person's first thought is, how am I going to use this to make my life better? It's just like you said, that individualism. We're thinking about now. We're not thinking about 10, 20 years, 30 years, 300 years down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at, I'm going to tell you like this. White people and Jewish people have mastered generational wealth.
Yep.
Now, if you want to call me anti-Semitic for that, fuck you. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Chinese people have mastered generational wealth. They master it in their names. If you hear the name
Indian people with that Patel shit, everybody with last name Patel.
If you hear the name Rothschild,
power behind that.
If you hear the name Clinton, Bush, and Bush. If you hear the name fucking Rockefeller,
Carnegie,
these are names that are on buildings. If you hear the name Trump, these are names that are on buildings. You can go to cities, not just one city. You hear Rockefeller, you might think New York, But I guarantee you, it's other cities in America where there's a Rockefeller building or Rockefeller Street or Rockefeller something, right? Maybe not Rothschild. That's across the pond. But I'm saying they do it in a name. They put their names on shit and they keep it. This is the
such and such
estate, the such and such building, and it ain't going nowhere.
Fucking where.
We gonna use it. We gonna rent it out. We gonna lease it out. We gonna do all this stuff. We ain't selling it. And if we do sell it, I guarantee you're gonna take that money and establish something else. But you're not selling it.
Well, I mean, like I said, that is definitely something that is now in the conversation. Like I said, us bringing up this conversation, more leaders bringing up this conversation. Like I said, you know what would impress me if there was, I'll just say it, a politician who comes out and says these things and see what happens. I'm sure he won't get, very much support from white populations, but somebody should say this out loud somewhere.
They scared.
Oh man, I'm just not gonna be the leader of black people.
I guarantee you, it's some well-intentioned black person. It's been. You can't mention the name John Conyers without thinking that man really fought for us. He tried. Am I thinking about John Conyers? Is that the right person?
Who?
The Detroit senator.
Black dude, right?
Yeah. He's the one that started getting the conversation of
going
reparations going in the, I want to say, House.
Well, it's just something that needs to be not necessarily talked about, but it needs to be brought out to the forefront, and not necessarily with a bunch of disagreement. Yeah, not necessarily with a bunch of disagreement and disarray, and everyone just being like unorganized. Like, have a serious dialogue about this. Like I said, what are resources that we need. Like I said, it's land rules. Having land property rules, like, right. It's just something that has to be done, because, like you said, that cut the check shit.
Yeah, and I
ain't
just
doing that.
I imagine what this family could have done with that land, and another conversation around that was how the county was lowballing them. Number one, on the rent. And number two, they lowballed them on that $20 million because that shit was appraised for $55 million the year before.
Oh, there it is.
The year before they got it back. So it's like, when you see shit like that, how do you even trust these crackers when it comes to reparations? I'm supposed to trust you to do the right thing by me?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't done right by us
ever
for 500 years.
Come on.
Y'all ain't done right by us. It ain't 400 years no more. It's 500. Five. Y'all haven't done right by us, and you want us to trust you to do right by us. If white people came out and said, hey, black people, we're going to give you reparations, I won't trust that shit. Because you know why? They're giving it to us at a time where they know we weak. They know as soon as they give us that money, it's coming right back to them. Yeah, PPP loans. They gave us that shit went right back to them. Stimulus package.
And they locking niggas up.
Right back to them. Motherfucker, they gave their family the land back. They gave it right back to them.
Yeah.
For $35 billion less than what it was appraised for.
Come on.
And then they said, how the hell does this make sense? You give me land, or you give me my land back, and you say you're going to rent it from me for $415,000 a year. No. How do you set the price on my shit? I set the price.
Mm-hmm.
How do you it's my land? It was like, you're giving me my land back, but with stipulations.
Like I said, they think they make the rules on everything.
Yeah, see, that's why.
Ownership.
black people, we have to be willing to fight for our shit. And then when we get our shit, we have to be willing to fight to be able to use our shit the way we want to.
Way we want to.
And that's why I don't trust nobody talking reparations that ain't even mentioning something other than flat out cash. I don't want just flat out cash. If cash is involved, cool.
Right.
Cool. Because yes, a cash payment has to be part of it. But I want them tangibles first.
I want land.
I want tax exempt. I want a land grant. I want free education. I want free health care. I want my taxes paid for by you. That shit ain't coming out of the money you give me.
Like I said, itemized checklist.
Tick, 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 tick. If these ain't getting ticked off before you get down to the 100,000 a year that you gonna pay me, lifetime, and when I die, it goes on to my kids, and when they turn 18, they get their own $100,000. Yeah, nah, I don't want nothing you talking about. Nothing. Mm-hmm. We gotta stop sitting here settling for dumb shit, settling for less, and start demanding what we are owed.
You are a bitch ass nigga.
I pressed the wrong button.
Dear Santa.
Cause you gonna pay what you owe.
They got to.
And yeah, I don't want to get. I don't know. I've been listening to some wild shit, man. Some wild shit, and it's like this whole shit. That's why I wanted to change the format up, because it's like we'll see a topic that we want to talk on. It's hard to do line by line by line by line by line of 50 different topics, and you gotta
try to knock them out.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of them topics that you want to stay on, and if I stay on it, I'm gonna miss this other topic down here that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So let me find something that we can talk about for a good little minute.
Yeah,
let's spend some time on that, and then after we had a good shit, we was on this for a good 35 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Then we can move on to the little hot topics.
All right, so where we at?
Little hot topics. LovieSmith got fired by the Houston Texans.
Fuck Houston Texans.
After a year, a year after they fired another black coach.
Yep.
Dog, fuck the Houston Texans.
They don't have 4 different head coaches. They're not gonna get right, and it definitely wasn't LovieSmith's fault. Yeah, every coach deserves at least 3 years to try to get the people he wanted there to get it right.
If you was gonna fire me after a year, why'd you hire me?
Yeah,
just so I could check that box for you.
We had a black head coach,
because that's what they did. I guarantee you, their next coach ain't gonna be black at all.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's no, you can't convince me that their next coach is gonna be black.
Hey, definitely not. It's
they checked the box twice in 2 years.
Yeah, it's just amazing, And it's like, have they ever had any good draft picks? Have you ever had a top 10 quarterback come to your team? Like, you've built shit around shit.
Yeah, they should have some. They should have some draft
by now
because they
lose the seasons.
They got rid of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, they should have something. They should have something coming up.
Did they trade him to the Browns? Yeah, they traded him to the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they had to get something for him.
Yeah. So, man. Hey, I like LovieSmith. I thought he had some good, principles about him as a person.
Man, look.
Fuck this shit.
Lovie's a black man. I rock with him. He ain't no good coach. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for any black man that get an opportunity.
Yeah. Anybody.
But let's be real. He ain't a good coach.
Right,
I'm happy for any black quarterback that gets an opportunity. But I've been saying for the longest, Russell Wilson is a trash ass quarterback.
All right. Well, I like him.
I like him. He a good dude. Yeah. Awesome personality. I feel for him, with Sierra, because I feel like she used him to kind of clean up her image.
Okay.
her image was a little tainted coming off of Future.
Her career in general was to shit until that Level Up song came out.
Man, it's Sierra though.
She
We ain't gonna talk about how her career to me is intact. Her status
they were selling her CD with chicken.
Entertainer is not up for debate. That ain't what we talking about. But her that whole intertwining with Future kind of fucked her up a little bit. So she gets with the good guy. Yeah. And now she got what seems to be the perfect life. I don't know nothing about their inner workings of their relationship, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Black love, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, all good.
Russell Wilson is not a good quarterback.
Yeah. Well, like I said, but anyway, fuck Houston, Texas. Bring it back.
Yeah. Well, you started it with LovieSmith.
I did.
A man uses police to propose after having guns drawn on him. You saw this video? Was you able to click the link? Did I show you? Did I send you the link?
No.
All right, check this out. I think we can do YouTube shorts on here. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but like
having guns drawn on him.
Just look at this shit. You can hear it. It's a short, so it don't take that long. They pull up. It's a biker club. They out at the gas station. The cops come out, talking about get on the ground. They got their guns drawn on him, real life. Guns drawn on him. His fiance comes out. You can hear it in the background. I'm his wife. She protecting him. Now check this out. You see it? Hey, come back out.
I guess you're not his wife just yet.
But you see that, right?
Yeah.
This. While the report has just come out that police killed nearly 100 people per month in 2022. That lady wasn't crying because she was happy, dog. That lady wasn't crying because she was happy.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
What type of nigga? Black people are dying in the streets at the hands of police. I'm not saying all these killings were black people, but the police killed 1,100 people in 2022.
Donkey of the day.
That's damn near. It was 1,176. That's the highest number. They've been tracking this shit since like 2000, since I think Sean Bell. They've been tracking how many people a year the police have killed. I remember one year it got to like 800 when the Guardian used to track it. And now I forgot what other site it is that tracking them. But they said it's 1,176 people killed by police. And the majority of those killings weren't violent crimes. They were instances where police were called for a wellness check or a non-violent offense. An argument or something. Like, come on. Y'all killing niggas out here. Y'all killing people out here.
That was clearly the worst clip I've ever saw.
Bruh.
The dude used the cops
to put her through that shit.
Yeah, that's
crying.
traumatic.
Why the fuck? You got to what I was getting at before I even got to. Why the hell do we enjoy using trauma to make happy situations?
For attention. That was trash.
You had the police roll up on you with their guns drawn. This lady thought you was about to die. And you pulled a ring out. I ain't no chick, so I don't know. I'm not in no mind of no chick, but I'm gonna tell you like this. You put me in a situation like that where I think you gonna die and then you try to flip it and get a smile out of me, I'm punching you in the motherfucking face. Bitch, I thought you was about to die. Bruh, she crying.
Nah, that shit is terrible.
She ain't happy. She ain't smiling.
That
the police
shit's
tried to
terrible.
give her a hug. She in tears. Bitch, get off me.
That shit terrible. As much as that shit happened, like, why would you do something like that? He's a jackass.
I don't have that.
He would definitely get a donkey noise. Jackass.
Fuck him! Fuck him up against the wall!
I guessed wrong. I'm not gonna push another button.
Ah!
Because I don't. Hey,
that's cool.
I changed them up, so I don't even remember what buttons is what now.
That's cool. It's cool.
I know we don't have bus driver uppercut no more.
Oh, I like that shit.
That's gone. I replaced it with this.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
But that's what she was thinking in that situation,
Yeah.
or
Your
that
ass
he was gonna
dead.
die. Like, we gotta stop that shit, man. It ain't fun. It ain't funny.
Nope.
It ain't fun, and it ain't funny. I know you. Well, there hasn't been much coverage of it, but I know you heard about DanaWhite slapping the piss out of his wife.
Oh yeah. I love that. You want to know why? I hate domestic violence, but anything to make that motherfucker look bad, yes.
But did it?
I mean, people don't like you. You shouldn't slap no
Is he
woman.
canceled? Did he have to step down from the UFC?
That's deep. No.
Are they doing op-eds about this nigga? Is
No.
his face on ESPN every day?
For domestic abuse?
Nigga, when Ray Rice punched his wife, he was
Uppercuts.
on TV every day, all day for a month straight. That's all they was talking about
But that nigga
was
did.
Ray Rice. I didn't want to turn the TV on. I cut that bitch off. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Ray Rice.
That nigga Mortal Kombat uppercut her ass.
It was wrong. It was dead wrong. And we ain't even got it no more. It was wrong. It was dead wrong.
Finish him.
But goddamn, we know this nigga's going to jail.
Yeah.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
We know you going to jail. Why we gotta keep talking about it? He gonna get suspended. Why we?
Yeah. So I mean, well, DanaWhite deserves some kind of reprimand, but
it's the white owner. Can you really reprimand?
He's the face, but he's not the owner of the UFC anymore. So he's just the face, I guess. The Fertitta brothers or something like that. They're the ones who really own it.
He don't have no share.
He might have a share, but he's not a
pretty
majority.
sure he got a share.
Yeah, he's just not a majority dude no more.
Okay, but still, you got a share. Are they gonna force him to sell?
Oh shoot, probably not because he don't give a fuck. Probably not.
And then,
white people support white people.
It was reported by some media personnel, because they didn't want to give their names. You know, people want to remain anonymous. They said that ESPN and CNN and all these other motherfucking media outlets told them, don't talk about that DanaWhite shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, they have a relationship. Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you can't talk about the DanaWhite shit.
So again,
brush that shit under the carpet and
that
leave it the
double
fuck
standard.
alone.
That double standard.
Shut the fuck up.
That double standard, man. And it's like until it's always been like that, you know. But until we start calling out the bullshit, there will never be any change.
I'm not even expecting change.
Yeah, I don't
from them.
expect shit.
I expect them to
But
act the
fuck
way they act.
DanaWhite.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck him! Fuck him up against the wall!
Yeah.
Right.
Cause what? Kanye got married again.
He got married again?
Mm-hmm. He married one of the designers from Yeezy. Some goofy looking big titty white chick. She looked like Kim Kardashian, just less Kardashian.
Hey man, when you see a brother,
see now
cry for
that
help,
right there, I get it. I get it, TikTok. I get it. I gotta watch my mouth. I get it. That would have got taken down if I put that clip up, because I called her a goofy looking big titty white bitch. That's my words verbatim.
Yeah,
right?
that was.
I get it. So we won't use that.
Yeah. Well, hey, the man's crying. I don't. My thing is, this is the longest cry for help I've ever seen.
Ain't nobody helping him.
And ain't nobody helping him.
We just watching it.
We just
I mean,
watching.
if I could help him, I would. But nigga, what I'm gonna do?
No, you be like, you need some real niggas to tell you, dog.
I give him a handshake and a hug. That's all I got to offer you, bro.
I say, hey, man, your beats is fine, but nigga, your personal life sucks. You need to hear some real shit.
He need a hug.
You might make more money than me, but nigga, fuck
nigga
your money. Because
a hug. And he needs somebody to say, hey,
day.
Man, you are doing too much. Bruh, we go back and forth on our support for Kanye. If you go back to our first episode, he wasn't mentioned on the first episode, but I'm saying from the first episode till now, we have mentioned Kanye more than a few times.
In the news.
After he done said some stupid shit, after he done said some bomb shit. Back to saying some stupid shit, back to saying some bomb shit. Back to dropping some fire ass album, back to saying some dumb ass shit, back to saying some smart shit and some dumb shit at the same time. Mm-hmm. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I love that nigga, dog, but I'm exhausted.
But the longest cry for help ever.
He made College Dropout.
It mattered.
like Dave Chappelle said, he made Thriller. He made College Dropout, dog.
Yeah.
Kanye is always going to be a part of the culture, whether you like him or not.
Still.
Just because of his contribution
to the culture.
So but he on some, I don't know what the fuck is going on shit.
He's uncancelable.
And somebody need to grab him, get that nigga a hug, and say, nigga, you are doing too much.
Yeah. I'll tell you, when I saw the clip of him yelling at grown-ass men and them grown-ass men being quiet because he's the wealthiest in the room and the one cutting checks, I was like, dog, this nigga here is in trouble. If you to the point where you can never be checked because of what you deem as status, like, nigga, I never, dog, either we finna have a conversation.
It's crazy when you get to a point where nobody can't say anything to you.
Yeah.
And it ain't because you said they can't say nothing to you. It's because if they say something to you, they in fear for their livelihood.
Yeah.
If I say the wrong thing to this nigga,
I won't get no more
fired.
beats. I won't get no more beats. Might not get no more features.
Beats. This nigga has employees.
Well, yeah, exactly. But like I said, still it's like to the point where you another grown ass man yelling at you, and it's like, dog, if that's the case, either we fighting or we just don't need to talk no more or whatever. But for him to yell at somebody and them niggas to be quiet, and then it's like, damn, y'all so in fear of displeasing this man or getting on the wrong side of this man.
Right.
You can't tell him, hey, man, that shit you doing is wrong. Yeah. That nigga been in trouble ever since. Like I said, when he screamed at Chance the Rapper, it was a clip he screamed the shit out of it. I'm like,
I didn't even see that.
And he was successful. You know what I'm saying? He was successful. You don't have to take that shit.
And Chance probably ain't say shit back to him.
Nope.
He probably just in awe, like, my favorite rapper
yelling
from my
at me.
city is yelling at me.
Like, I was fucked
Chance
up
ain't the rah-rah dude anyway. Chance probably just like eating that shit up. Like, this is awesome. Kanye is spazzing out on me. This is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because Chance from that generation where
shit affect him weirdly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man, I'm hoping for the best for Ye.
Longest
we call him Kanye all the damn time, but it's just because it's familiarity. It's not out of disrespect.
Yep.
You want to be called Ye, I'm gonna call him Ye.
Yep.
I know you seen that new weird ass sculpture in Boston that they revealed for Martin Luther King Day, the embrace. You ain't seen that that little sculpture with the arms. It look like arms grab. It depends on how you look at it. See, if I wasn't using my phone to record this, I could show you. Got your phone, right?
Yeah.
Google the embrace.
The embrace. That's what it's
Google
called.
MLK sculpture Boston, and it'll show you. They took it from that picture of Coretta Scott and Martin Luther King when they were hugged. They were in embrace, but it was a picture after he found out he was getting the Nobel Peace Prize. But the statue is just their arms and shoulders. There's no head. There's no torso. It's just arms. So if you look at it from different angles, I'm gonna tell you one angle looked like a nigga holding the leg up and is deep in some cooter. But from another angle, it looked like somebody holding up a sack of dicks. Bro, look at it.
And my phone died.
Oh man. All right. I'll show you after. I'll show you after. Cause we got don't leave in such a hurry because we got things to do.
All right.
We got social media shit we need to do.
All right.
So I'm telling y'all, man, we finna get back into this shit. I feel revitalized, man. I feel revitalized. I was in a slump last year. I'm gonna tell you right now, 2022 was the worst fucking year of my life. Even though I had some high points, it's the worst fucking year I've ever experienced. Not because of bad shit that happened to me, just because the year just sucked. Shit that happened, prices going up, like everything that we experiencing now, the build up was in 2022. And I don't give a fuck how happy you are about Joe Biden. That nigga's presidency sucks. It's some good shit that's happening, but it sucks.
Okay.
It sucks. I feel like we would have been in this predicament regardless which one of the motherfuckers won.
No matter.
It wouldn't have mattered.
No matter.
Like just the things that became the topic of discussion, like Russia and Ukraine being a thing here baffles me. And black people supporting a nation that is clearly Nazi fucking run by Nazis, basically.
Right.
Far right extremists.
Right.
This nigga, we said it in the last episode. This motherfucker got rid of all the opposition. Any left-wing liberal opposition groups. He said, y'all can't even form.
Mm-hmm.
It's a totalitarian government over there.
Yeah.
And he's the fucking czar, nigga.
That's it. Try to make it look like it's a democratic
But you
system.
got dumbass niggas in America with blue and yellow flags in their profile pages talking about pray for Ukraine. No, fuck Ukraine. I hope Russia blows that bitch off the map. And if we get a chance, we blow Russia off the map because they ain't no much better to us. The only thing they gave us was Marxism. And whether you like Marxism or not, I don't give a damn.
Can't use that clip.
We definitely can't. They would be like, hold up, this nigga is crazy.
He said Marxism
we taking this
cool.
shit down. He said
Fuck
Marxism is cool. He might as well said he loved Hitler. I don't.
Get canceled by 50 followers.
Bro, we ain't even
God damn. This nigga going
gonna
in.
post this shit. This nigga say we gonna have one subscriber. Me.
This nigga done killed the family.
All right, I got time to decide whether I'm just bleep out that whole segment.
Yeah.
But for real though, for real, it's some good aspects of socialism. That's the point I was getting at.
Nah, good stuff.
That's the point I was getting at.
What's
but yeah,
next?
I'll show you that MLK sculpture because that shit looks wild, dog. Last point, man. Shout out to FiskUniversity Women's Gymnastics team.
Yep. Heard about him.
Yes, sir. Making history as the first HBCU team to participate in NCAA competition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they won. I know one girl got a 99 point something for her vault.
Right.
And then I saw clips of the her last name was Muhammad. Her floor routine was kind of decent. If you follow women's gymnastics, if you follow gymnastics, period, you know what I'm saying. You familiar with? I'm a big Dominique Dawes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We used to watch the whole gymnastics just for her.
Yeah, just for her.
Just for her.
So I like watching the floor routine.
Oh yeah. She was great.
You know what I'm saying? And can we get past, because I've seen this before and it made me sick. This is another reason why the WNBA don't get support like it should and women's soccer don't get support like it should. Why can't I enjoy watching women's gymnastics, women's track, women's volleyball without being labeled some type of pervert?
Okay, what happened?
I just been seeing I be seeing little sly remarks in conversations where black men are bigging up women's gymnastics, women's track, women's volleyball, all those women's sports where they do wear more revealing uniforms, but not because they showing off, but because it helps them perform better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody says anything about track where men barely wear anything, but men watch track. You gonna call me gay because I like watching the 100-meter dash? Them niggas were next to nothing, skin tight. You gonna say something because I like watching wrestling? I played wrestling. No, I wrestled in high school.
Right.
One of them skimpy ass motherfucking leotards, nigga.
Yep.
It's a uniform. Ain't nobody thinking about that. It's the performance. I've seen dudes try to do the moves that female gymnasts do. And it's two different things. It's two different things. It always amazes me to see stuff that I can't fucking do.
Yeah, man.
So I know I went off on that tangent, but it's just like I saw it and it pissed me off. And it's not something that's prevalent. It's not no big ideal out there where a bunch of women are saying, "Oh, you men like these women's sports, y'all are nasty." I saw it and it pissed me off. And I'm like, dog, how can you say that? Because somebody just posted a clip of this woman doing a routine. Y'all been posting Nia Dennis and the girl from LSU, all their routines all last year. But when man do it, that's stupid. I don't know. Maybe I just got triggered by a troll. I don't know. But that shit pissed me off. Maybe it shouldn't have. But congratulations to FiskUniversity. And also congratulations to Talladega, because now they started women's gymnastics team. Right. So I just I'm liking to see that HBCUs are getting into these sports that we're not typically in, but a lot of black girls and black guys eventually participate in.
Yeah, well, and see, the thing is this, like, to show up and show out. You interested, you perfect your craft, you show that due diligence, and you show up when it's time to compete. And that's all. It's time to show that we have talent and we can occupy, spaces that aren't necessarily supposedly traditionally, made for us. Like, just be there. Like I said, gymnastics is wonderful, man. You have way more, HBCU, gymnastic teams, female and male.
I think it's coming.
Dog, I see kids flipping their ass off. Like, the fuck?
I think they're starting to, because a lot of HBCUs participate in a number of Olympic sports, not just track, but like field hockey and golf ain't an Olympic sport, but there's golf teams, tennis. I can't think of many others, but they're there. Yeah, like the bigger HBCUs like Hampton, Howard, Jackson State, FAMU. I know BCU had tennis and
I remember that.
Golf.
I remember that.
I don't know if they still do. Yeah.
But it's important to show that there are other things that we are able to do other than football and basketball.
Right.
And like I said, and do it at a very proficient level, like at a point where we can compete on the national stage. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just places that we just got to show up. You know what I'm saying? We just got to show up more.
Most definitely. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to start a new segment. Because we are moving into the TikTok world.
Right.
I've been watching a lot. I just been watching a lot of, and they got the trends and stuff. I was just going through TikTok just to see like how these videos look like. What do people actually do on here? I know the video I posted. I was like, this shit probably ain't gonna do shit, but I'm gonna post it anyway just cause.
Right.
But I'm looking and seeing, and I follow a lot of black TikTokers. Is that the term? TikTokers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I follow a lot of black TikTokers, and then one of the trends caught my eye because when you can relate to it, it's like, hell yeah, I like this one. So they was like, what's your favorite black unit of measurement? And I think this was a thing on Twitter before, and it might have been on Facebook too, where it got real trendy and people joined in. But like I just wanted to bring that to the table. Like, what's your favorite black unit of measurement? Like a unit of measurement that black people use that's not really a real unit of measurement, but it's used to describe how long something is gonna take the distance something is from something. Like, what's your favorite black unit of measurement?
I'm around the corner.
Boy, that. Yup. I like that. Yep. Around the corner. Boy, if you around the corner,
no.
You probably 10 minutes away.
10, 15 minutes away.
Hey, bro. Oh, man, we waiting on you. Where you at?
I'm around the corner.
All right, how long is it going to be before you get here?
10, 15 minutes.
No, that ain't the answer. It'd be like, I'll be there in about a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's one of mine. I'll be there in about a minute. And a minute mean about 10, 15 minutes. A minute can also mean about an hour away.
Man.
And then my favorite, and this is like the consensus favorite for everybody, a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. It's hot in a motherfucker out there.
Man, last night we got wasted in a motherfucker.
That chick cold in a motherfucker.
Boy, that chick bad in a motherfucker.
Boy, your ass stinking, motherfucker.
Hey, you look uglier than a motherfucker.
He can just go anywhere.
A motherfucker could be anything, bro. Look. So yeah, I like that shit.
You keep talking, it's gonna be a motherfucking problem.
I think black people just cornered the market on the word motherfucker, because don't nobody say it don't roll off the tongue better than a black person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you black, you just gifted with the ability to say motherfucker. I don't know a black person that can't say motherfucker. Even the corny ones.
It's in your natural biorhythm.
Yeah. I don't like the way I say ass. But when I say motherfucker, you know I mean that shit.
Yep.
I mean that shit.
Thirsty than a motherfucker.
Bruh, if you don't bring me that motherfucker. Dog, you going outside? Hell no. It is cold than a motherfucker. It's too cold to be coming out your motherfucking house, man.
Shit.
Fuck that.
Stay in the mom. Keep my motherfucking ass inside.
Oh man. My corn's killing me, man. It hurt bad than a motherfucker.
That shit crazy.
Boy, I love that shit, man.
Yes, sir.
And then my runner-up was a tanch.
Mm-hmm.
A tanch.
A tanch?
A tanch.
A tanch.
Well, you from Florida and you ain't never heard of tanch?
Mm-mm.
A tanchy?
A tank? A tench?
A tanchy.
Hell no.
It mean a little bit, or a lot of bit, or just a bit. It means put some of that in that. Just how much salt I need to put in it? Just put a tanch in there. Get a tanch of salt. It's like a pinch, but it ain't a pinch. It's a tanch. It's a tanch. Put you a tanch of seasoning on that chicken. Bruh. Your grandma done said a tanch to you before. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not.
We country, so
that's why I'm surprised you ain't heard that shit.
Pinch,
that's the country's a pinch.
Pinch.
So a pinch is it's the same.
Same thing.
It's the same.
Pinch.
So yeah.
Pinch of salt ain't a pinch of salt.
A pinch of salt is like
nigga, shake that shit, nigga.
Shake that shit till you tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. And then a month of Sundays. I ain't even gonna get into that one. Damn, dog. Been waiting for y'all to post, man. Y'all ain't posted in a month of Sundays.
Nah, damn.
You right. We got a new episode coming up this Sunday. We about to get out of here, y'all. Black-owned business feature for this week is Actively Black. Actively Black is a premium athleisure wear brand built to uplift and reinvest back into the black community. Follow them on Instagram at Actively Black. That is Actively Black, spelled like it sounds. If you're listening to this on Spotify, I hope you can spell actively and black. All one word.
Please do.
It's Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, there it is. There it is. Hey, man, you got to start. You know how you watch YouTube videos, they be pointing in the air. Like, you know they ain't really pointing on nothing, but on the screen, it just pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We getting into this, man. I'm trying to do this shit right. They page code, they got a Wakanda Forever, like little jumpsuit. I think they got a deal with Black Panther. Like, I say, it's gonna be on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
So, let's go ahead with your last words.
Got to understand, like I said, we still have to understand that passing down wealth or generational wealth is the long game. We want to leave our kids and future generations with some sort of passive income that they can build upon, so they can start thinking for the future. And it's like, that's the only way that we really catch up. Hold on to assets, understand, using resources to our benefit. And, like I said, always Black ownership is always the goal. Always own your shit. Own your shit. And like I said, we got to just be in accordance and in agreement with one another.
That part. It don't matter your religion.
Yep.
It don't matter your ideology. It don't matter your skin tone. Whether you sandpaper bright or licorice black. You black.
First.
And we need to get on that accord. Like, a unified us is
dangerous.
A million times. It's dangerous. But that ain't the word I want to use.
Okay.
A unified us is a million times better than a divided us. Because a unified us cannot be controlled. We can't be controlled. We can't be conditioned by the oppressive power.
Right.
By the white power structure. By white supremacy. We can't be defeated. You know what I'm saying? You can flick somebody with a, how we used to play thump. You thump somebody on the cheek, it don't really hurt that bad, but if you punch him in the face, you gonna black that eye.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you come with 2 fists, punch them twice, right? You gonna black both their eyes.
Raccoon life.
You get you a couple like-minded people that don't like the same person, and then y'all all use y'all fists and y'all just beat.
This nigga talking about jumping, y'all.
Hey,
jumping niggas.
That's where I decided to go with that. But hey, a unified us is a million times better than a divided us, and we need to get unified. However, whatever it takes to get there, we need to get there first. Because anything that we get while we're divided is going to be squandered. And only a few of us are going to benefit, but the majority of us are going to continue to suffer because we're not in the mind state to survive just off of some dollars. Live in love like it's your last. Live in love like it's all you have. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you're watching on YouTube. With all that being said, this has been the Fuck That Shit Dawg podcast.
Yes, sir. We out.